We've been talking a lot about the Detroit Lions potentially trading defensive tackle edge John Cominsky. Just saw some news not too long ago. I've been chatting with my Miami Dolphins guys about this, and that is that it really doesn't pertain to the Detroit Lions, but maybe there could be a connection later on. Says, just in, this is coming from Adam Schefter, two-time Pro Bowl linebacker Shaquille Barrett informed the Dolphins that he wants to spend more time with his family, and he now will be retiring from the NFL. Barrett also was a two-time Super Bowl champion who played 4 seasons with Denver and 5 with Tampa Bay. Then they went on to, he being Barrett, went on to give a IG post about how he wanted to give his wife and kids his full attention, and he could not do that returning to the NFL. He also wanted to make sure that he gave them 100%. I think it's noble. And he let them know, like, on the eve of training camp, just like some Barry Sanders stuff, but he decides to retire from the NFL, leaving possibly the Miami Dolphins in a situation. We know a lot of their defensive players on that defensive line were wiped out during the end of the season and the playoff run as well. They lost Jalen Phillips. They lost Bradley Chubb. So they lost some guys, and they went into that that Chiefs game pretty busted up and have made a few moves. They lost Andrew Van Ginkel to the Minnesota Vikings. So they could be trying to make a move, like scramble to make a move as the season approaches. Now, there are some defensive line free agents, Yannick Ngakoue, Emmanuel Ogbah, Carl Lawson, the top 3 out there. They could go that route. Or could it be possible that the Miami Dolphins try to trade for John Cominsky? When I tell you that these rumors that you hear, not from like us, right? Because I have no sources, but from guys that have sources, a lot of this stuff is not made up. Somebody is leaking some information somewhere. So we talked about John Cominsky literally yesterday and how he could potentially be traded. Now, I'm not too sure this is going to happen. The only way I could see John Cominsky being traded is if the defensive line room is so stacked where he's just not cutting it. That's it. John Cominsky is a Detroit Lion. He embodies what we're trying to do. If we did trade him to the Miami Dolphins, he would be good, getting a good one. As a matter of fact, as much as this pains me to say, I think he would look real good in Miami Dolphins colors, to be honest with you. But if they are looking for somebody, and now don't forget Charles Harris, who played on our team, who is right now not in the NFL and on an NFL team. They could be interested in bringing back somebody. Now, he was under a different regime, but they could be interested in bringing back Charles Harris. They could go the free agent route with the people we mentioned earlier, or is it possible that none of those guys are going to work out? Maybe they're not looking at them. Maybe they're looking at guys that could be traded. And John Cominsky, whose name has come up time and time again, could be an individual that the Detroit Lions could trade away, get some future capital. You never know, man, because a move for Judon, a move for a wide receiver, something could be brewing. Brad Holmes could be thinking about something, and he would need capital to do that, right? So we've given up some capital. We talked about a Matthew Judon trade. And if Matthew Judon was to be traded, a hypothetical trade would be the Carlton Davis 6th-round pick and a 5th-round pick next year as well, right? So this would add potentially to that. If we were to trade John Cominsky, I truly believe it would be for something this year, but it could be for something in 2026 as well. When I say this year, I mean this football season coming, the free agency period coming up, not this NFL season. So with Shaq Barrett putting the Miami Dolphins in maybe a kind of a predicament on the eve of training camp, could it be possible that they trade for John Cominsky? I think John Cominsky would be a value to any team, to tell you the truth. But out of the people that we talked about in yesterday's video, I do think he is the most likely to be traded over a Malcolm Rodriguez or even a Craig Reynolds. I don't think Craig Reynolds the capital is that high. I think Malcolm Rodriguez, you might be able to get what you drafted him as a 6th-round pick. I don't think either one of those guys go, but I think because we did more on defensive line. We've got Matthew Betts. We've got Marcus Davenport. We've got Mekhi Wingo. You know what I'm saying? We've got James Houston coming back. We have guys on that defensive line. We don't know what we have out of them yet, but we know that we have bodies at least. So John Cominsky, man, could the Miami Dolphins be looking to trade for a guy like John Cominsky? Again, I think he will look great. I want him to stay here. Don't get it twisted, but I think I could just see him, man, with the club, all that stuff. He looks like he'll fit in Miami too, to tell you the truth. So I don't know, man, but just thought I would throw that out there. As soon as I saw this news, I'm like, wait a minute. So they're going to be down somebody. What if they are looking to trade? And they lost Andrew Van Ginkel thinking they were going to have Barrett, right? And Barrett like, nope, not this year, man. I'm done. I'm done. He's got 2 Super Bowls, right? Playing in the league for, 9 years? This would have been his 10th season. So you got to have a passion to keep doing this. So let me know what you guys think, man. Do you think that it's possible that John Cominsky could be traded before the season begins? And would you, if you're the Miami Dolphins, would you try to trade for John Cominsky? I think John could have some value to a team that is looking to replenish their pass rush situation. And again, John's role was kind of diminished a little bit, right? With how the season was going. And the year before, he was everywhere, not so much. I still think he's a staple of this team. I still think we should keep him, but, I'm not the general manager of the Detroit Lions. And if you offer me something for John Cominsky, it would be heartbreaking to me, though, but, again, I heard Dan Campbell mention this about how tough, like the worst part of the season is when you have to cut down from 90 to 53. And these conversations are tough. It is a business, but these guys are still human. And it would be heartbreaking to trade John Cominsky, seeing the excitement when he got the deal, seeing when he was talking about him and his wife and his kid and how he get to settle down. It would be tough, man, but that is the nature of the business. So let me know in the comments, man, what do you think about the Miami Dolphins potentially trading for John Cominsky? Do you think the Detroit Lions would trade him away? I would love to know your thoughts in the comments below. The FanaticU, not sponsorship, but the FanaticU promo code was only for yesterday and the day before. So hopefully when I get another one, then I'll make sure I let you guys know. This channel is brought to you by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You guys are awesome, man. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. The rookies report to training camp today.